Everyone's screaming but me, and that's not because I'm not scared, that's just because I'm just waiting.
Waiting for what's next after that tornado wrecked an east central Indiana town just last night. Good evening and thank you for joining us here on this Friday. I'm Brian Miller. We sent Fox 55's Brianna Bias to Winchester today to speak with those who've been impacted by those storms.
In movies, they say that, it's the calm before the storm, and it really was like that.
Brandon Fellers grew up hearing tornado sirens. But many of them were false alarms.
I kind of thought that's what this one was going to be as well. So I think that's what happened with a lot of us. We didn't take it as seriously, kind of let the sirens just run like they do all the time.
That is until a tornado ripped through his small town of Winchester late Thursday night, forcing him to take action to protect his wife and 6 children.
The door is pushing open, and then eventually I'm laying on the floor, pushing the door shut with my back. It's weird to say this, at a certain point it becomes so loud that you can't hear.
The next morning, he walked outside to see this.
When I got to my front door, I have a front porch with like an awning and everything like that. And not just my metal and wood were gone, my concrete was gone.
While his house was still standing, Nicholas Woodbury's home right across the street was leveled.
It's here, but, just not put together. Kind of like Lego pieces,
Believe it or not, where I'm standing right now used to be an entire 2-story apartment. He says what used to be his home is now nothing but rubble. The wall has fallen down all the way over there, and he says his bed is nowhere to be found. Woodbury was at work when the storm hit. He says his absence saved his life.
If I was here, I wouldn't be here because the only place I would have been able to go to was the bathtub, but that was still an exterior wall, and I don't even know where the bathtub is. Dozens
of families are in the same position, with nowhere to go except the Red Cross's emergency shelter at Driver Middle School. Food that isn't from their own pantries, and pillows that are not from their own beds. These are the resources that families in Winchester are relying on right now.
I love this community because things like this happen, everybody comes to help. And so it means a lot to us to be a place where that help can be provided.
Randolph School Corporation Superintendent Roland Abraham says the school was one of few places that had a reliable power source overnight. And he's glad to be able to host families like Fellers. The lesson Fellers is taking away from all of this devastation:
just take it serious or you'll be the person giving the interview.
In Winchester, I'm Brianna Bias, Fox 55 News.
Unbelievable destruction there. Take a look at this. Work still being done to return power to those communities hit hardest by the storms. At last check, more than about 85% of those impacted by last night's storms had power restored. That's according to Indiana Michigan Power. But in Winchester and Selma, it's going to take much more time. This picture from I&M Power shows the lines leaning over. Others snapped. This along a stretch of road in Selma near Muncie.